All I wanna do is win, win, win.
I'm always gonna root for
All I
me.
wanna do is.
I'm super competitive.
All I wanna do is win, win, win.
I would love to win.
All I wanna do is.
Rachel Garcia on the biggest stage.
I'm pretty hungry to do it again.
Got it. Grand slam for Hannah Flippin. Leah Andrews walks it
All
up.
I wanna do is win, win, win.
Win. I feel confident. I feel free.
Another strikeout for Odyssey.
All the hard work and sacrifice is coming to light.
Bubba Nichols saves the day.
It's truly about representing something bigger than yourself.
All I wanna do is win, win, win.
Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN, presented by Topps. Second game of our doubleheader, penultimate day of the 2023 season. We are live here in Rosemont, Illinois, Parkway Bank Sports Complex. Team Flippin and Team Alexander running out of time to make an impression and move up that leaderboard. So glad you have found us on your Saturday afternoon with my partner Danielle Laurie. I am Eric Collins. We've already had one game in the books today. Guys, players moving up, moving down. It's what you want in the final weekend on your leaderboard.
Well, and today, this game means so much for Team Alexander. Dropping yesterday and Odyssey Alexander actually going down. This could be a deciding factor in whether or not she does some big things moving forward. So today's pretty darn important in my mind. And I mean, she still sits up top, but we've seen some movers. You look at Alyssa Denham and where she's at. She is just on her toes. And you may think a player is aware of it, but I don't know with Odyssey Alexander if she's going to be able to stay locked in and in her zone or how that's going to go down. But we get to see this team come back and compete again today, and I love it.
In total, 30 games will be played in this year's season, Athletes Unlimited's championship season. We have played 27 of them, so 90% of the season in the books, nothing decided. Here's the lineup for Team Flippin. Their captain, Hannah Flippin, filling out the lineup card with Victoria Hayward in the top spot. Kelsey Harshman hits second. Tori Vidalis in the 3-hole. Mia Davidson, look at that OPS, over 1,100, 4 homers. She also leads the league in getting hit with pitches 9 times she's been doinked. Flippin, the captain, hits 5th. Wiz, Piper, Jackson, and McKinney rounding out the 9. Batting against the lefty from Arizona, Taylor McQuillan. Taylor McQuillan has a chance to do a massive solid to her captain, Odyssey Alexander. Big start here, winning some innings. That will go a long way for Odyssey, who is in the lineup, but as the DP to begin the game. 2 balls and a strike to Victoria Hayward. I apologize, 1 ball and a strike to Victoria Hayward. I got the count all wrong. Sorry, that was 3 strikes in a row thrown by McQuillan, and Hayward is retired. So a good start for McQuillan.
And if you're Odyssey Alexander, you have to love that backwards K to start the day for Taylor McQuillan. A lot of trust going into the lefty today. 23 innings pitched on the year.
Here's Kelsey Harshman. 0 for 2 with a walk yesterday. Swings at the first pitch, softly to first, and the out is recorded. Andrea Filler wins the race to the bag. No, yesterday Team Alexander did not win an inning. They were waxed from beginning to end by Team Denham. 7-1 final score. Today a chance for retribution. Tori Vidalis, one of the most consistent professional hitters in the 4 years with Athletes Unlimited, but yesterday was not her day. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. All that means is she's due.
But one of the best battles that I've seen off of Rachel Garcia. She had a 15-pitch at-bat where she just fouled off multiple pitches in a row, and it ended up being a 4-3 in the books, but to go from 2 Ks and then battle 15 pitches. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, in my mind, that's when the game was decided.
Yep.
It was a tremendous at-bat for Tori Vidalis. Saw a ton of pitches and just couldn't win the battle. Sometimes you just don't hit it where there's an opening. And it was all downhill from then for Team Alexander. Both Taylor McQuillan and Tori Vidalis played for the Mexican national team a couple of years ago over in Tokyo, 2021 Olympics. It's a really good roster, history shows us. Danielle O'Toole, Sachel Palacios, McQuillan, Vidalis, Anissa Ortez.
Sid the Kid.
Sydney Romero. They lost their medal game to Canada, if I recall.
Yes, they did.
Called strike 3. Taylor McQuillan throwing some lightning bolts to begin her ball game. A 1-2-3 first inning. So Team Flippin, a goose egg. Team Alexander heading to the vet rack.
The first game begins at 2:30 p.m.
You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
Bottom of the first inning, Team Flippin not able to get a scratch on the board against Taylor McQuillan. So now a chance for an inning win for Team Alexander should they score just one run. Odyssey Alexander filling out the lineup card, captain for a third straight week. She has Aaliyah Andrews leading things off, Morgan Zirkle and Issa Urtez. Deja Mulipola, a couple of singles in yesterday's game. Erica Biancastelli's out in right field. Jessie Warren over at third. Odyssey Alexander, as the captain, can put her name into the lineup if she wants, and she is. Hitting the 7th spot as the DP. Filler and Josie Muffley rounding out the 9. Pitcher for Team Flippin is Carrie Eberly.
Carrie Eberly primarily down in the zone for those that know her. Has a little bit of an off speed. Only 11 innings pitched on the season, but a lot of experience here in Athletes Unlimited. It's actually a Rookie of the Year a couple years ago.
She's a ground ball waiting to happen. Here's Aaliyah Andrews. She's got the batting average up to 359. She was perfect yesterday. 2 for 2 with a walk. Only blemish got caught with her hand in the cookie jar. Trying to steal first base, was cut down, so she lost 10 points.
I think there was the one thing that I would want to tighten up for Team Alexander was just a couple different base running miscues where they ran themselves out of some situations, which you don't normally see because these are pros. They know this field, they see it so well. But unfortunately yesterday, just a couple different situations where they got exposed and ran themselves out of a couple different innings. And that's not going to help the cause when you're going up against a tough Team Denham yesterday as well.
Into left field, that'll get down. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Easy double for Andrews. And she's in scoring position with nobody out. 15th hit of the season for Aaliyah Andrews.
Really good battle by Aaliyah Andrews. This is a pitch. It's just too much over the heart of the plate. Just picture perfect from the side, seeing her slap it. Obviously, she has the wheels.
Third double of the season for Andrews. And Morgan Zirkle thought about a bunt. Zirkle beginning the day 35th on the leaderboard, 35th out of 60 players. Off-speed pitch misses outside. 2-0. Eberle has missed the first 3 pitches to Zirkle. And now Eberle wants some time. Is this to get her affairs in order, or is this because of frustration with a strike zone?
Could potentially be a bit of both. Sometimes you fall behind. It's like, all right, I just need to take a second, need to take a deep breath. Sometimes looking at a baby can help get you through it. That would help me.
All right, 3-0. Maybe took something off. Still registers 69. And it's 3-1. Zirkle bunts it foul. Was there a pitch that you threw, Danielle, when you were kind of lost in counts 3-0 and you just needed to get something over?
Change up.
What, the 3-0 changeup?
Yes, no one's expecting it.
Did anyone ever swing at it? No one swings the 3-0 pitch anyway.
No, that's why I would throw it. Then I'd go again 3-1.
Swatted into the gap. It's going to be an inning win for Team Alexander. Zirkle on her way to third. And she'll make it with a slide. Back-to-back extra base hits for Team Alexander. The double by Andrews, the triple by Zirkle.
I mean, she just gets all of this. Turns on this pitch, 68 miles an hour, hits a gap for days. You know Aaliyah Andrews is going to score. I love Zirkle just pushing it to 3, 30 points. Added to those stat points for Morgan Zirkle, so good.
On the season, that is just the third, make it the 4th triple we've seen all year. 4 triples in 27 games. So it's an inning win for Team Alexander. Plus 10 for everyone on the roster. That's more than they had yesterday, the entire game in the loss against Team Denham. Anissa Urtez trying to keep the beat going. Oh, a squeeze! Safe! Another run scores and it's thrown down the line. No one was covering second, but Urtez didn't realize it. She's happy with the RBI. Oh, that's how you play a little small ball.
Just so much trust in a moment like this. Zirkle going all the way. Urtez goes and gets this. Delaney Wiz makes the throw, but Kelsey Harshman kind of gets crossed up a little bit. That's my first squeeze that I've seen live here at Athletes Unlimited.
We did have one earlier this year. Sierra Romero laid one down, but yeah, you weren't here for that.
I was not here.
It's okay.
Seeing it live just hits a little different.
Well, a home run right here, and Team Alexander will have hit for the cycle 4 batters into the game. We've already had a single, a double, and a triple, and now we got a double play. Deja Mulipola hits into the 4-6-3 twin kill, and some order is restored by Carrie Eberle. What a goofy start to the game. 4 batters into the bottom of the first inning. 3 hits, including a double and a triple, and now double play. What else do you want? Swatted into center field. That'll get down. Line drive single, Erica Piancastelli. So Carrie Emerly is not a riddle to these Team Alexander batters right now.
I mean, she just whomp. She turns on this. This is 80 miles an hour off her bat. Victoria Hayward playing deep in center. Drops right in front of her.
Here's Jessie Warren. Jessie Warren's had a pretty good year. 257 batting average, 2 homers. She's played airtight defensively. That's always a given. But she just has not found her way onto winning teams. Stunning to look at her place on the leaderboard. Just not what you expect from one of the best position players in the world today. A couple of years ago, remember she hit over 500, 510 batting average?
She was unstoppable in 2020.
26 hits and 51 at-bats. Still an unheard of mark. This year she's hitting half of that. And she's still hitting 257, which most people would be thrilled with.
I think the pitching is a little bit, this is probably the best year that I've seen it all together. So I think for the hitters, it has been more challenging across the board for them.
Emerly strikes out Jessie Warren. Side is retired, but it's an inning win for everyone on Team Alexander. It's an inning win plus 10. They lead 2-0.
What's your favorite moment so far, Giselle?
Meeting Megan Faramo or watching Kelsey on the field.
It means a lot to be a role model. My ultimate goal is to leave the game better than I found it. Coaching has allowed me to really open my mind to just understanding that failure doesn't really exist. In the sense of when you fail, it's a growth opportunity for you to learn. Just knowing when you get it done, when you don't get it done, it's okay because we're one pitch, one swing away from getting it done.
Grand slam for the veteran from Texas.
One of the reasons why we are here still playing professional softball is because of Nadia Taylor and players like her who spent a ton of time on Dusty Diamonds playing to get us to this level. Nadia joins us right now. She's our star in the stands. Nadia, one of my favorite people to watch over the years, one of my favorite people to hang out with. Who are you hanging out with right now?
Right now I have Mia, I have Lily, I have Kate, and then I have Kendall. So we're just hanging out. They're telling me about their favorite players, and it's cool because we got a Mia up right now, and we got a Mia next to me.
Mia Davidson leads things off second inning. Temperature-wise, you're a Texas native. I know it's about 100 degrees earlier this week. What do you like better, 100 degrees or 70 like we have today?
70 is beautiful. 70 every day.
See, told you. He's like, yeah, the players love it when it's hot. I'm like, no, they are digging the weather today.
Absolutely. So I got a question for you, Kendall. What have you learned so far in this?
At Athletes Unlimited.
Ooh, putting her on the spot now, yeah.
Oh, I put you on the spot. What about you, Kate?
What was the question?
What'd you learn so far?
I learned a lot about which plays to make when.
Awesome, awesome. What about you? What'd you learn so far?
I don't know. How to pitch kind of correctly, because, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I learned more about my stance and catching, and more about like tips on how you bat and ground balls.
Awesome, awesome.
I actually do have something.
Okay, you do have something. Okay.
They taught me how to run on my toes and not my heels.
Ooh. Let's go.
Faster base running now.
Awesome, awesome.
Nadia, take me through kind of, you've been doing this for a long time, and the older you get, we understand there's a different wear and tear on our bodies, right? What does your off-season grind look like in that off-season as far as kind of anything in particular this off-season you were striving to work on, or did you change anything as far as weight room? Take me through that.
Absolutely. Really start with what I was putting in my mouth. You know, I got a chef who takes care of my meals weekly, which is nice.
Wow.
Not having to really worry about what I'm eating, as well as my strength coach, Travis and Steven. And it's pretty cool in the off season. My brother and I get to train together, so that's added motivation. And, you know, he's always nudging me like, hey, let's go, get after it. And so I think having that motivation, knowing that your little brother is looking up to you. So a lot of that and a lot of machine work. A lot of machine work.
I love the fact you brought up your brother. He plays for the Packers, running back. Had a game earlier today. Were you up to speed with how he did?
I was actually locked in. He had six carries for 24 yards, and I think he had 1 catch for 8. So.
Oh, my goodness. And did the Packers win or lose?
I'm not sure. I think I was in the middle of my game.
All right. They won
19-15,
but you are dead on. Your brother, 6 carries, 24 yards, 1 reception, 8 yards. And your parents are there today, right?
Yes, they're on the first row, and they were decked out in PTJ gear. So.
Now, they were here yesterday, right? So they're splitting time between you and your brother over this weekend.
Yes, splitting time. You know, my brother was like, hey, why don't you guys stay another week? Because they went to Dominican Republic because, you know, they grind so hard. So they were like, hey, let's take a couple days off. And then brother was like, hey, can you guys stay another week? And so they ended up staying another week, so it worked out.
I want to ask you now about this pitcher. Taylor McQuillan has faced 5 batters and struck out 4. You faced Taylor McQuillan a lot over the years. What is a good strategy when you come to the plate against McQuillan?
I think someone like McQuillan, she won't overpower you, and I think what she tends to do is she speeds up a lot of hitters' internal clock. So, you know, they get stuck in between rhythms. So someone like Taylor, I would try and wear out that right center gap, stay as close as I possibly can, and hope for the best.
I want to ask real quick, because Eric had asked me what my philosophy would be when I'm facing a really good off-speed pitcher. And my answer was like, I don't want to hunt the change until I'm 0-2, and I don't have a choice to hunt the change. But if you know you're going up against a legit off-speed pitcher, like someone like Georgina Korek, who throws that good change, what do you necessarily do to try to adjust to that? What would be your game plan?
I would say with someone like Korek, who we faced today, you know, Gwen did a great job of really not showing that change until, you know, second round. So, you know, I was hunting the hard. Because she throws upper 60s, and, you know, the changeup was down early, so the goal was to attack early with her hard stuff, and then later with 2 strikes, I had to obviously expand, but wanted to really work the right side.
Nadia, I love talking ball with you. We're going to check up with you later on in the game, okay?
Awesome.
Okay, good stuff. That's Nadia Taylor, her brother Patrick Taylor, running back with the Green Bay Packers, super athletic family. Her dad played college football as an offensive lineman. Her mom played college softball. So It's in the genes. Delaney Wiz trying to put the ball in play. Taylor McQuillan has struck out the first 2 batters here in the 2nd inning. Urtez, side retired. McQuillan has faced 6 batters and retired them all. She's chasing after Georgina Cork's performance.
A lot of times as girls and as women, we're taught to be humble. But there's a point when that confidence, you need to turn it up.
You wake up, you open your eyes, it is game day.
I did not want to be late.
Racing to the field and getting those butterflies. The sounds, the smells.
We thought we were so tough, putting on eye black.
Acting like you're a stud, even though you're 10 years old.
That one swing that just feels so good.
You're figuring out who you are, and you're doing it together.
Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is sponsored by Topps and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Welcome back, everyone. We have made it to the bottom of the 2nd inning. We've got an inning win on the line. Team Alexander trying to win both the 1st and the 2nd. This is the final weekend of Athletes Unlimited Softball. It has been fantastic. Games in Greenville, North Carolina early this year, an outing at Wrigley Field, singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game and all that. It's been a great year. All right, before we get this bottom of the 2nd underway, let's check in with the 3rd member of our crew, Savannah Collins.
Thanks, Eric. Talking to Odyssey Alexander going into this week, she says a lot about her has changed year to year as a pro. Not so much physically, but mentally. She talked about how this game can be so hard. One pitch, one outing can change your whole mentals. You can get in your head and then you're asking yourself, how do you get out? So after a day like yesterday, Odyssey Alexander talked about how she now has the tools that it takes to be able to get out of her head, to be able to step in this batting order or lead this team to a win today after things not going her way. And we're going to see that play out as she tries and leads this team now. But that was just one thing that she didn't have in her previous seasons that she's attributed a lot of her success to, and being able to play free. If you ask her, that's what it comes down to.
That's a great point, Savannah. Yeah, yesterday was really the only blip on the radar for Odyssey Alexander. She was just speeding through this year's championship season until yesterday when she went backwards and lost 4 points on the day. First ball swinging, Filler hits it right to the first baseman Vidalis, and quickly 2 outs.
There's just a different type of pressure cooker mentality heading into week 5 when you're up 200 plus points and you're supposed to win it. It's really against this mentality of you versus you, because there's some things in this game you cannot control and there's other things that you can. And when you play a game where sometimes you are going to fail, it's how you choose to deal with it that matters. And today is a new day, and she has a game today with Team Alexander, and they got one more crack at it tomorrow. But I feel like this could be one of the most important games today, Eric, for Team Alexander.
How many times do you see a 5-pitch inning? We just did. Carrie Everly, 1, 2, 3 on 5 pitches.
being able to see young girls that look up to me and want to play because of me or want to make diving catches because of me, it literally means the world to me.
Andrews makes the play! Air Aaliyah again!
Air Aaliyah is someone that literally wants to make every play and someone that thinks that they can make every play. I've instilled in me this feeling of you have to catch everything, and I've put it so hard on myself, and I try to go for everything, and I'm mad at myself if I don't. I think that's just made me a better player, and it's made it more fun for me. It's just the best feeling knowing that I made a great play for the team, and then two, that it's also getting recognition. It's so cool.
We just told you a lot about Aaliyah Andrews and always talked about defense. She is so much more than that. She had a double and scored a run back in the first inning. She is batting close to 375 right now, folks. What a year for Aaliyah Andrews, the pride of LSU. This has been a bust-out year for number 11, and she joins us now. Hey, Aaliyah, how are you doing out there in windy center field?
Good, how are you guys?
I'm okay, but it's 72 degrees. It was 100 earlier this week. It's windy. How you holding up?
It's good, it feels good. This past week with practice was like, we were in a heat, freaking, I don't know. It felt like I was in a heater. You would walk outside and you literally felt like you were in a heater. So, and I'm from Florida, so I was like, this is, I don't know, it felt different. It felt different.
Hey, you got the best view in town of what Taylor McQuillan is doing. You're right behind her out in center field. What have you seen from McQuillan?
She's dealing. She's doing so good. She's hitting spots and she's hitting them well. And I think that's what it takes. And Taylor's such a competitor, so when she hits her spots, it's really hard to be successful off of her.
After yesterday, Aaliyah, obviously the game doesn't go the way you guys want it to.
Yeah.
What's kind of that message from Odyssey post-game, or did anyone have any conversations? What was kind of talked about after that loss? Because that one hurt. I felt like it hurt for me watching.
Yeah, it was tough. I think just a lot of talk about having fun. We literally have 2 more games here, just to have fun and don't think about the points that are on the line or the wins and the leaderboard, all the things. I think the last week it can get really tough and people start to tighten themselves and worry so much. So I feel like that's how we played yesterday, and we just had a message to have fun today and play for each other.
Aaliyah, we've been watching as a pro for a number of years now. In terms of you as a player, are you getting better? Are you getting worse? Are you plateauing? Where are you now as you start to age a little bit in the world of softball?
Gosh, I hope I'm not getting worse.
Well, nothing stays the same.
Yeah, I would say that I'm getting better. I'm learning every day, and I think that's what's so cool about being here is just finding a way to get better every day and being surrounded by such amazing athletes. I learned so much from these women, and it, sometimes it doesn't make sense. I'm like, gosh, I did this for so long. How do you have another view, and how does this work for you? But so many things just help me get better, and yeah, just learning the game even more and growing and trying to get better every day.
Has there been anyone that you've kind of connected with a little bit or learned from maybe that's new this year in the 2023 champ season?
She's not new, but I was on her team a lot more, I feel like, this year. Gibby, Danielle Gibson.
Yep.
She is a genius. I don't even know how to explain it, but her mind when it comes to softball is something I've never heard or seen before, and she's just going to be the best coach, and I can't wait for her players to get to experience that. But the way she thinks about the game, yes! Oh God, that was so good. Sorry, come here. The way that she thinks about the game and just her thought process on every little piece of it, it's so crazy, and I love her so much. But yeah, her.
Thank you, Aaliyah. This inning is going so quick. We're going to spring you right now. We've already got 2 outs, but McQuillan struck out the first 2 batters.
Yeah, she did.
We're going to keep your microphone open. We're going to listen, but we're no longer going to talk to you, okay?
Sounds good. Bye, guys.
Bye, Aaliyah.
Jokes are welcome.
Yes, Taylor. So good. 2 here, Zerk.
Shannon Rhodes is now going to come on to pinch hit here. She bats for Sydney McKinney. 2 outs, bases clear.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Tay. Yes.
Dang, so good.
Yes, Taylor. Good job. Yeah, Taylor. Here you go, win it, win it. Two here. Come on. Yeah, Taylor.
I mean, the one thing that Taylor McQuillan has been so good at today, and really what allows for her to stand out, is just she changes velocity so much in that bat. I mean, she's gone 52 miles an hour, 68, 67, last pitch 52.
Oh my!
Yes! So
McQuillan strikes out the side. She struck out 7 of the first 9 batters she's faced.
Yeah.
Everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Bottom of the 3rd inning. This is another rollover inning. No runs were scored in the top of the 3rd. So if Team Alexander could score a run, it would be worth 20 points for everyone on Team Alexander. 2-0 lead for Team Alexander as we play the bottom of the 3rd. Come on down to Parkway Bank Sports Complex. Championship week, we're transforming our very own Bar 9 into a pop-up of the Sports Bra. The Sports Bra is the first women's sports-themed bar in the country. Enjoy great food and cocktails, all inspired by the first women's sports-themed bar in the country, the famous Sports Bra. Really cool stuff. It's actually out in Portland, Oregon, one of my favorite cities. And Jenny Wynn joins us. And Jenny Wynn is here. She is, of course, the owner, the creator of the Sports Bra Bar and Restaurant in Portland. Jenny, how are you enjoying your weekend so far?
Oh my God, it's been fantastic. What an amazing weekend of softball.
I noticed that you didn't bring any gray clouds. There's actually sunshine. Are you doing okay coming from Portland?
I'm doing great. I think I'm burning on one side of my body, so that's fine. It'll be the side that went to Chicago, Rosemont.
All right, the question everyone at home is saying to themselves, okay, tell me about the Sports Bra, your idea, where'd you come up with it, what's the deal?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, so I've been a lifelong sports fan my whole life, playing basketball, but I really enjoy watching girls and women's sports the most. And I think that my friends and I, we've always been gigantic women's sports fans, but it's always been a challenge to find it when we go out, like to go out for drinks or go out to eat. You know, we would meet before or after our games, we'd play basketball. And it was always a challenge. So I think in the back of our minds, we'd always kind of fantasized about a place that we could call our own, where women's sports was always on TV. And, you know, we have a very diverse group of people, and we also have a very diverse group of appetite. And so going to a bar, there's very few things that you could eat if you were vegan or gluten-free or dairy-free. And so I think we'd all had fantasized about a place that showed women's sports on TV and that we could eat like a full menu and feel comfortable and safe. And so I think that it's kind of been this lifelong thing in the back of our minds. And it wasn't until 2020 that I had time to really sit down and think about possibly making it a reality. And when I did, the outpouring of support has just been incredible.
Well, and I have to ask, the specialty food, what is kind of one really popular dish that people love coming to your sports bra to eat, or a couple?
Yeah, no, I love that question. So my career before I opened the sports bra, I was a chef. So making everything from scratch, making things with quality ingredients is kind of the base of everything that we do food-wise at the bra. And my parents are from Vietnam. I'm a first-generation Vietnamese American. So we have two dishes that I would call our signature dishes. One is our Vietnam wings, which I have based them off of my Aunt Tina. She's famous for her kind of fish sauce wings. And then another one is the baby back ribs, which is based on my mom's recipe, which was my favorite dish growing up. And it's word for word her recipe, except that we changed it to baby back ribs to kind of fit like that bar theme.
Awesome stuff. I don't know if everyone in the world knows, but Portland is off the charts in terms of food and beverage scene. You guys are doing great stuff out there. I'd imagine the competition is pretty significant, but you've got an idea that no one else has. It's pretty cool to come up with something totally brand new.
Absolutely. And I think that one cool thing about it is that we've taken a concept and an idea that is really an old American pastime. Sports bars have been around for decades, but when you really think about it, it really feels like it was created and made for spaces that aren't necessarily for everyone. And so I think that when we took something that has been tried and true for so long and has really focused on one category of folks, and we broadened it to really welcome everybody and then highlight what has been kind of put on the back burner for decades, I think we really kind of knocked it out of the park. And it's really amazing that the community, national and even global, has really shown up for us. And we're really, really excited about what that could mean.
I love the fact that you own a sports bar and you just knocked it out of the park when we were talking about a softball game. You're like dialed in right now. And also working in your behalf is the fact that we've got a pitching change while we're talking to you. Out of the game goes Carrie Everly. Into the game comes Megan Faramo. And that's going to give us even more time to talk about what you guys are doing out there in Portland. And we've even got some photos of some of the things that have happened here in Rosemont over the last couple of days.
I have to ask, I know you played in a game Thursday night here at Park Banks.
I did not play. I sat in the dugout and I watched. I got an email asking if I wanted to play, but then in fine print it said, bring your own glove. And I was like, okay, I have never played a game in my life. And I definitely have never put on a glove. So if there's a fine print of bring your own glove, it's out of my league. So I took myself out of the game, watched, but Holly was the pitcher, and she very graciously welcomed me into the field to do some batting practice, quote unquote, after the game was over. And I was in flip-flops. I was clearly not prepared to do any batting, but she threw some nice lobs, which I completely whiffed, about 9 in a row, I think. And then she came out from behind the cage and tossed them 3 feet from me, and she coached me through it. And what's cool is that once I kind of made the connection, she went back behind the fence and threw some, and I was able to make connections after that. And everybody was very, very generous and gracious with applause. So it made me feel very, very welcome.
Well, lastly, I want to ask you about just this Athletes Unlimited softball and this format. And is there anything that really sticks out to you now that you're here in person and you get to see the live action right in front of you?
There are so many things. I could not really sum it up. One is that, we at the Bra, we play Athletes Unlimited all the time. And to see it on TV, it's fantastic. You watch highlights, you watch the whole game, you watch replays. But to be here, the athleticism, the speed, the power, the grace, and also the incredible fandom that has shown up, season ticket holders, all of those things is just, there's nothing like being here. right? But it's great to bring that access to people all across the country if possible. If people will change the channel, turn it on at home, at the bar, at the restaurant, if they're a supervisor manager working at behind the bar, just change the channel. That's one thing. Another thing is that Athletes Unlimited, I'm learning more and more about them as I'm here, and they're really revolutionizing how professional sports is played, men's or women's or anybody's, and just putting the athletes first. I mean, I feel like I'm just learning so much being here. It's been incredible.
Well, Jenny Nguyen, we appreciate your time, and I travel the world. I'm looking forward to stopping in at the Brawl when I'm out in Portland.
Absolutely.
He's going to be there. He told me he's
in a
coming.
couple of months.
Come on in.
I'm getting some of those wings.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That is Jenny Nguyen, owner of and creator of the Sports Bra Bar and Restaurant in Portland, Oregon. The first sports bar 100% dedicated to supporting and showing women's sports.
Love that.
Talk about a niche. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to come up with a good idea. I don't have one good idea.
And it's kid-friendly.
It is.
So you can bring, I think that is something, too, that stands out to me, where it's like, okay, if I wanted to go out or can't get a babysitter, like I can bring my kids there, it's family friendly. I dig that piece. Now that I'm a mom, Eric, like being able to bring the kids if I can.
Got to.
Yeah.
Nice double play turn by Delaney Wiz. 6-3, I'm sorry, 5-3 on the double play. So Megan Faramos faced one batter and gotten 2 outs.
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever ate at Voodoo Donuts?
Yes. It's actually not my favorite donut place in Portland. A little too fancy. I don't need, essence of fava beans on my donut.
Wow.
I'm kind of a straightforward donut guy.
I wanted to ask
cucumber mist.
Jenny that. No,
I don't need that on my donut.
Well, they actually have like ones with like bacon on it.
Yeah, too much.
No, I just think you are way too plain Jane for me. I'm learning a lot of things here in week 5 about you. Voodoo Donuts is a staple in Portland, and so is the Sports Bra. And if it wasn't 3 hours away from me, I'd meet you there in February. But it's probably a little far for me to go.
Oh. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Deja Mulipola. Deja was the champion of last year's championship season. We've got a potential inning win on the line. Remember, the second inning was tied, so this inning is worth 20 points should Team Alexander score a run. They've got Morgan Circle on at second. Made a little 2-out magic. Points are super important for everyone, in particular Odyssey Alexander, the captain of Team Alexander, is in first place right now, but it's a precarious position to be in. Her once seemingly monumental lead has been whittled away. There's Odyssey.
Just kind of looking back at Flippin and them's game yesterday, Team Flip, I felt like left a pitcher in too long yesterday. And I liked how today they just made that instant change with Eberle right out of the gate. As soon as Andrews with the base hit and then the base on ball is by Zirkle, they make the change. They bring in Megan Faramo. They get the quick double play. And that's what we've seen all season long with Athletes Unlimited, is making those quick changes when you need to, maybe even if it doesn't feel like, oh, I need to do this right now, but in my gut I feel it. We're seeing them follow their gut a lot, and I think that's why you're seeing at times some lower scores, ERA's down a little bit, and batting average is down because they're being way smarter with the pitching piece, I feel like, than they ever have been.
Faramo threw 4 1/3 yesterday. Hammered! See ya! Deja Mulipola! Her 3rd homer. It's an inning win for Team Alexander. The lead is 4-0 for Team Alexander.
She hammers this. 3rd home run of the season. Actually, highest exit velo off the bat to date at 85.6 miles an hour. That is an absolute rope. It didn't even have time to elevate to get up. 264 feet just over the players' lounge, players' suite and left.
Trying to go back-to-back. Bianca Stelli pops it up in a shallow left. Flippin makes the play, side retired, but it's an inning win for Team Alexander. They have won the first 3 innings. It's a plus 30 for everyone on their roster, courtesy of Deja Mulipola.
Get out of here. This is an absolute laser to left. 3 runs on the board, 20 points for Team Alexander. Well, Taylor McQuillan, 7 strikeouts so far on the day. 1 time through the lineup, she has just been money. Backdoor curveball has been working. Location has been spot on. The change piece coming in at 52 miles an hour. And that's really, to me, what it's about. It's just she can change speeds, and she does it so effectively. And she is in these hitters' head all day. 3 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 7 Ks. Pretty fuego, if you ask me.
We talked about it yesterday. We said that Taylor McQuillan today had a chance to be Odyssey Alexander's best friend.
Yep.
By throwing these zeros up and by the offense contributing, Odyssey Alexander, who doesn't have any stat points herself, is a plus 30 on the day because her team has won the first 3 innings. Not bad. All right, let's check in with Savannah Collins. Savannah, what's going on?
Well, Eric, if you do want to know who Odyssey Alexander's best friend is and how it all ties together, this is for you. So if you ask Deja Mulipola in her championship run in 2022 what is a must in Week 5, she'll tell you it was drafting Taylor McQuillan. She said they played together throughout travel ball years. In her words, she would be a dog for me going into championship weekend. You asked Odyssey that same question. She said her must-have draft pick was Deja Mulipola. They are best friends off the field, even though everybody thinks Deja is quiet. Odyssey says that is not true. And so she knew going into this final weekend when she needed somebody to be there for her to lift her up, it's Deja Mulipola. Now, in this game, they're all together on the same team.
Karma. I love it. Thank you, Savannah. You and I have some pretty good intel, but Savannah takes us to a totally different level.
I know, it's great. She's one of my favorites. I love this addition of her. She does. She can get the behind the scenes. She gets the scoop. Teaches me a thing or two. I love it. When she gets on the whiteboard.
Oh, teaching class.
I'm like, she's memorized those numbers. She's not getting pumped those numbers. She's good at what she does. Wow.
Well, we're 10 batters into the game, and McQuillan has not allowed a ball out of the infield. 10 up, 10 down. This is almost identical to what we saw in our first game. Alyssa Denham was the captain, needing points. Alyssa Denham started Georgina Corrick, who was perfect through 5 innings. We thought she was going to get a no-hitter. And Denham never came into the game because Corrick pitched so well. Now here in our nightcap with Odyssey Alexander hoping for some points, she starts Taylor McQuillan. And now Odyssey probably feels like she can never take McQuillan out because McQuillan's dealing.
Yeah, like I said earlier in game 1, you got to keep her in.
Smoked. There's our first base hit of the ball game for Team Flippin. Extra bases for Harshman. 1 out double for Kelsey Harshman. just a professional hitter. Man, is she good.
Yeah, pitch, backdoor curveball in, maybe just not in enough on the hands of Kelsey Harshman. Not fooled by the 67 on her hands, hits it right to the gap, right by Bianca Stelli. 20 points for Kelsey Harshman.
If someone asked me who has the highest line drive percentage in this field of 60 players, without looking at numbers, I'd say Kelsey Harshman. She hits more line drives than anyone in the field. Just laser beams, gap to gap. Tori Vidalis too. All right, so Harshman's on at second. Here's Vidalis. McQuillan pitching with traffic behind her for the first time. Golfed into center field. Wynn's going to keep it in the ballpark. Andrews makes the play. Harshman out at third. What a peg by Aaliyah Andrews. Known for her glove, but also known for her arm after that throw. And is this going to be challenged? It looks like it will. It's going to be a captain's challenge by Hannah Flippin.
Ooh. Throw is just on the money by Aaliyah Andrews.
Ooh, wow.
Man.
That's a good tag there by Warren, right at the front of the base. And the umpire couldn't have been any closer. Perfect position. You need indisputable video evidence to overturn that.
I know. I don't think it can get any closer than Harshman's foot getting in there and that tag being applied.
If this call is upheld, that's going to be the third double play we've had already, 3 innings into our game.
I think it's going to get upheld.
It is! Call is upheld. It's a double play. 8-5 on the twin kill. And just like that, the side is retired. Taylor McQuillan still facing the minimum through 4 innings.
To be there.
That's right. We are fans too.
Like Mike, if I could be like Mike. You want to be like the greats? First, believe you are. Greatness requires drip, not like that, like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about what you do next.
The shutout continues for Taylor McQuillan. She has thrown a 0 on the board through the first 4 innings, and Team Alexander leads Team Flippin 4-0. For every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Heading into this week, 1,670 trees have been committed this season thanks to Aspirations support. Well, our star in the stands for the second game we're playing today is veteran corner infielder Nadia Taylor. Nadia, how you doing? We had us talk to you a couple innings ago. You still hanging in there?
Still hanging in there. It's a little nippy.
No, you're in the shade. There are some sunny spots here in the ballpark.
Someone get her a jacket. Bring her a jacket.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
Hey, Nadia, I want you to tell the story. You are the most famous number 88 in the history of Athletes Unlimited softball. Tell us the story of why you wear number 88.
So the reason why I wear the number 88, Kat Osterman was 8. I went to the University of Texas, and Coach Clark said, what about 2 8s? And so I ended up being 88, and I've loved it ever since.
Was there ever any thought to say, hey, maybe we can call Kat and she'd let me wear number 8 for 4 years, or was that just off the table totally?
Honestly, I was like, you know what? She is the GOAT. One of the best pitchers to ever play the game. So I said, you know what? I'm going to just go with 2 8s.
2 is better than 1.
Absolutely.
Nadia, question for you. Taking out you going against Kat and obviously 2020, but let's say the 2023 season, what pitcher do you absolutely dread facing?
I don't think I like dread any pitcher. I think it's like my mentality. I want to compete against all of them.
Yeah.
But I think one of the pitchers who, when she's on, she's able to mix speeds is PSG, Peyton St. George. I think for me, she's one of the pitchers that kind of gets me. She'll speed me up, she'll slow me down, and she's not very predictable. So I would say Peyton St. George, for me personally.
I will say there was pitchers that I faced in college that just had my number where I was like, dang it. I love your mentality, like, oh, I feel like I can own every pitcher, but I'm like, sometimes this gal's just got my number.
Yes, in my head, like when I'm on the field, you have to think that way, right?
Yes.
I mean, I feel like you guys, obviously you're a pitcher, and even competing against you, I had to think that I was better than you, right?
Totally.
So
feelings mutual. I wish we could have done it together at Athletes Unlimited, but.
Hey, Nadia, just curious, for the people out there, and of course you're surrounded by a bunch of younger players, we talk all the time about you getting ready to hit. We talk all the time about you taking BP. What's the ratio or the percentage of time you spend hitting and time you spend thinking about fielding and working on your fielding?
I would say, honestly, I mean, if you're talking about off season, I would say probably like 50-50. I think when I get here with Athletes Unlimited, I'm an early bird. I like to come in and get early reps. You know, I'm not always on the defensive side of the ball consistently, so I have to rely a lot of my work, you know, when we're practicing. And but I love the machine, and I love, you know, making sure I get reps. And I would say during season, probably like 65-70%. Maybe defense and like 30% hitting, just so I'm able to kind of offset when I'm not in the defensive lineup.
Well, Nadia, thank you for your time. I still can close my eyes and imagine you playing on dusty fields in Akron, Ohio, in front of a couple dozen fans. So this game has come a long way, and you've been a big part of the game. So I really appreciate your time and your effort and the things you've done to get us to where we are right now.
Thank you, and I appreciate you guys.
Hey, go and get a jacket on. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Remember, we've got a potential inning win for Team Alexander on the line. Odyssey Alexander still smarting. She got robbed. Nice play by Jasmine Jackson, going down to her knees to catch that line drive. Odyssey Alexander, with today's action, with the fact that her team has won innings 1, 2, and 3, she now has a 48-point lead on Alyssa Denham. Denham didn't play earlier today and picked up 120 points because her team dominated. Speaking of dominating, how about Megan Faremo? She throws a 1, 2, 3, 4th inning. To the 5th we go. Deja Mulipola and Team Alexander, they lead Team Flippin 4-0 as we play the 5th inning. This inning will be worth 20 points. Fans, here's your chance for an opportunity to win a signed ball by last year's champion, Deja Mulipola. Go to auprosports.com/sweepstakes for rules and regulation and to register to win today. Deja back in inning number 3, hit a 2-run home run. Kind of a roller coaster day for Deja. First time up, hit into a double play, and then hits a home run her next time up.
She crushes this. A little off-speed pitch on the outer half by Megan Framo, man. Deja Mulipola, to me, her and Mia Davidson, when they get a hold of something, I feel like I don't see many people hit it as hard as them.
I'm going to say Jordan Roberts, too.
Jordan Roberts, you're right. And when Bianca Stelli can get a hold of something, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan.
Can I go in the Wayback Machine and say Amanda Chittister?
Definitely Chitty.
Crystal Bustos? Stacey Newman?
We could talk all day, you and me.
Taylor McQuillan working to Mia Davidson. McQuillan's faced the minimum through 4 innings. Gave up the double to Kelsey Harshman last inning. But Harshman was doubled up, trying to go from second to third on a fly ball out by Tori Vidalis. .53 pitches into the 5th inning for McQuillan.
I really liked when we got to talk to Nadia Taylor and she's talking about Taylor McQuillan and at times how she can like speed you up as a hitter. And it was just so spot on to hear her talk about that because Taylor McQuillan works really fast. And she said her one thing is like she'd want to disrupt the timing of Taylor McQuillan out there in the circle. And I've always dug a pitcher that works really fast. Another thing to me that makes Taylor McQuillan really good, besides getting in a hitter's head, because she's trying to do everything she can to kind of move fast to make you work, is she can change speeds, and her body's so deceptive, and you cannot tell. She's just, number one, she's very strong, and when she comes at you, there's different pitchers that obviously do it. You look at someone like Kat Osterman, who's very long, and she can spin it and has these long fingers. She doesn't need to have max effort. Someone like a Taylor McQuillan is max effort with her body. She's coming at you at 100 miles an hour. Same thing with a pitcher like Odyssey Alexander and Rachel Garcia. So when those types of pitchers can throw that changeup, it just makes their velo seem way hotter and a lot harder when you're standing in the box as a hitter. And that's something to me that's standing out a lot. More so today that I'm seeing with Taylor McQuillan. She's just had such good command of that changeup.
That's maybe the first mistake made by McQuillan. She walks the leadoff batter to begin this 5th inning. First walk allowed. And McQuillan is looking into the dugout. Is that just to get a new ball? Yeah, she walks someone and says clearly it's the ball. Let's figure something out. She's gonna have her choice of balls here. What are they looking at, Danielle?
Just a ball that's worked in. I mean, at times, you have to remember we're playing on a turf field, so when you're getting these balls, they may not be as scuffed up as you may need them to be. And I always thought pitchers that love throwing with a new ball were a little different than I was, because I need something that looks like it's been used for like 2 weeks. I don't want this sticky brand new ball. So I always say to the pitchers, if you don't like it, throw it back. You may get it in an umpire's head and maybe be frustrated. You keep calling timeout, but there's nothing worse than trying to throw a ball that is not up to par with what you need and what you like.
And you like the scuffed up ball because?
I just feel like I can get better traction on the grip and the ball.
Hannah Flippin hits it in the air. Bianca Stelli, 1 down.
I just don't like a brand new ball because I find that it's more so sticky. And when it's scuffed, it almost feels like a little bit I'm not going to say slick, but not sticky on my hands. When it's sticky, I don't feel like I can get my fingertips around the ball. We're all a little different as pitchers.
McQuillan struck out 7 of the first 9 batters she faced. The last 5 have all not struck out. So she stuck on 7 strikeouts through 4 1/3. I think Kat Osterman can breathe easy. The record for strikeouts in a game is 16.
Wow.
That's never going to be touched, right? No one's going to get
It's
16.
gonna be
No one's
tough.
going to break it. I'm here to tell you that. Can you imagine somebody getting 17 strikeouts and 21 outs in Athletes Unlimited? No way. I was here the night the Cat got 16 strikeouts, and I can't believe I was there for it.
Maybe Nigel Kennedy.
Double play ball. Oh, Ortez only able to get 1 out. Ortez normally very sure-handed, but the bobble allows the inning to continue. That would have been the 4th double play of the game.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of double plays today. Just a slight bobble, but I absolutely dig the stick by Anissa Ortez. She finds a way, gets her foot on the bag, still tries to make that good throw, but just not in time. But closer than you would think it would be with that slight bobble. I love the stick.
Yeah, it's an amazing throw once you look at it, considering that she was crawling over the second base bag. This infield right now, with apologies to Sis Bates and Hannah Flippin, I think this infield right now may be the best that we have to offer. With Jesse Warren at 3rd, Ortez at short, and Muffley at 2nd. Piper gets popped in the back pocket. Lily Piper hit with a pitch. That's a +8 for her. And it's now runners on at 1st and at 2nd. And Danielle, just thinking ahead here right now, this would really hurt for McQuillan. McQuillan should be in the dugout. That double play should have been turned. Now, because it wasn't turned, you can't assume the double play. There's no error on Ortez, but these 2 base runners are her responsibility.
Yes, Taylor!
Jasmine Jackson called strike 1.
McQuillan owned that lower half, 7, 8, 9, 3 strikeouts, the bottom half of that lineup. This is the type of confidence that you would want to carry, especially when you do feel like, hey, maybe we should have been out of this. But at the end of the day, sometimes stuff happens, right? A player can make a mistake and it's just part of the game, but how do you choose to deal with it and get through it? And I think there's something so special that I loved about being a pitcher is being able to like look at someone that made an error or something uncharacteristic happened and being able to connect with them and be like, dude, I got you. That's my, like, I'm going to pick you up. I think that's so important to be able to have that responsibility as a pitcher instead of getting so frustrated, like, oh, we should be out of it. It's like, okay, well, now it's my opportunity to have your back. Like, I got you. And that only gives your infield, your outfield, that much more confidence to know, hey, number one, she's not mad at me.
Yeah.
And
well,
number 2, she's got my back. I want the ball to come to me.
I think there's some pitchers out there who'd be like, okay, now I have an opportunity to let go of the rope. It's no longer my responsibility. You screwed up, not me.
And I just don't think that's, I don't think that's the right mentality to have. You're only as good as your weakest link on the team, right? That's always how I have approached the game. And I've always liked being able to pick teammates up when they've continuously done that to me and make plays for me and have my back and score me runs. You have to take a different type of responsibility when you head out and you have all the eyes on you.
Well,
That's
it worked
exactly.
when you won the national championship and were College Player of the Year, and it's working right now for Taylor McQuillan.
Yeah.
She is a bulldog. Fine form on a Saturday afternoon. Taylor McQuillan. She has struck out 8 through 5 innings.
The wait is over, baby. Oh, I thought you were gonna flip it 4. No, so I started braking because I didn't want Anissa to get to 2. That's my bad.
Why are you glowing like that?
Because I'm glowing?
No, you are glowing.
Hubby's here. Hubby's here. That was a way better throw than I thought she was going to have. I think my toe, I slid right here, though.
It was like you guys met the bag at the same time. Yeah.
Ah, man, she's awesome. Anytime she wants to wear a microphone, I'm all in. That's Kelsey Harshman, kind of living through her day with the microphone on.
She's hilarious.
Yes,
she was
she
one
is.
of my favorite teammates to get the chance to play with. Team Canada.
All right, we've got an inning win on the line. We haven't had a run scored since the 3rd inning, so the 4th rolled over, and now we're in the 5th. This inning is worth 20 points should Team Alexander score a run. Everyone on the roster, Guy, plus 20. Josie Muffley. 1 down. Megan Faramo came out of the pen in the 3rd inning, immediately got a double play, and then the next batter, Deja Mulipola, touched her for a homer. Since that homer, Faramo has retired 5 in a row. Aaliyah Andrews, she's been the truth. She has not been retired so far this weekend. Yesterday she went 2 for 2 with a walk. Right now she's 2 for 2. Did she go? Yes, she did. Gonna have to battle down in the count 0-2.
And that's one thing I feel like that I've seen from Megan Faramo in this championship season is her pulling the string a lot more than she did at UCLA. See Odyssey Alexander getting warm there. I felt like in college, Megan Faramo could get away with throwing the heat a little more.
The beat continues for Aaliyah Andrews. She's 3 for 3. She's 5 for her last 5 here this weekend. If you'd like to rep Athletes Unlimited with your very own gear, be sure to check out the new AU softball merchandise for the season, including personalized player tees. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. Congratulations, Aaliyah Andrews. With that base hit, you are now a 400 hitter. 405 to be exact. Now you got to steal. I'm just saying it. There's 20 points on the line. Late in the season, you got a chance to add points. Unless you think you're going to get caught, you got to go.
Well, she got caught stealing yesterday.
Yeah, but that wasn't against Mia Davidson. Davidson's throwing now. It was Gwen Spekas who got her yesterday. Try someone new.
All these catchers are phenoms behind the plate. I mean, you're not talking to someone with a ton of speed here to your right, so you'd be just waiting to get moved over to second based on a base hit or a sack.
Off-speed pitch to third. Whiz. There's an out. No chance to get Zirkle at first. 2 down. I've been impressed with Delaney Whiz at the hot corner. She's got to do it a little longer. But she may rival Jessie Warren at some point. A lot longer. But she's got great instincts, great hands. She can throw it. Here's Anissa Urtez. Bounced into a double play last time up. Double play started by Delaney Whiz. Zirkle's the most prolific base stealer in the history of Athletes Unlimited. She's on at first base. High pop up. It's going to be a moot point. Vidalis, ran out of room. The wind just took that away from Vidalis.
this had some good height to it. Love that all-out effort, but the wind has been feisty here. That ball gets up in the air.
Got her. Barremo strikes out Urtez, and the side is retired. So it's going to be another rollover inning. The 6th inning that we're headed to, it's going to be worth 30 points. Will Odyssey Alexander come to the circle? We'll find out. Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is sponsored by Topps and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. This is the 28th out of 30 games that will be played in this, the 4th season of Athletes Unlimited Championship Season Softball. A lot of newbies who have impressed. Megan Faramo has been dynamite from start to finish. And a lot of veteran players who are playing their best softball that we've ever seen. That would be Taylor McQuillan. 5 shutout innings for Taylor. She allowed 1 base hit. It was the double with 2 outs to Kelsey Harshman in the 4th. She has struck out 8. What's been the best thing that she's done, Danielle Laurie?
Off speed, get ahead. She's really kept the hitters off balance a ton. It's almost like they're thinking the change is coming, but then get picked apart on the hard, and then opposite are trying to wait for something off speed, and then she's able to blow something by, whether it's that backdoor curveball or her regular curveball. It'll be interesting to see, though, what the captain, Odyssey Alexander, decides to do, especially if anything happens this inning, if a base runner gets on, what that plan of attack will be.
It's almost the exact same situation that Alyssa Denham was in the first game. She's the captain, trying to get as many points as possible. But as a pitcher, she started Georgina Corrick, and you couldn't take Corrick out because of the dominance by Corrick. And now Odyssey needing points, but she can't get into the game as the pitcher because you just can't take out Taylor McQuillan, who's dealing. Shannon Rhodes, the batter. Playable. Muffley, 1 down. Leaderboard changes throughout the course of the day. We had 1 game earlier. 4-0 win, Team Denham over Team Gibson. Team Denham won all 7 of the innings. Odyssey still leads. She's picked up 30 points through inning wins, but the lead is precarious, to say the least. It's going to make for a dynamic tomorrow. Now, Odyssey could have some breathing room, but they need to, at least, if they don't win these innings, they just need to hold off Team Flippin and can't let them win this 6th or the 7th. Victoria Hayward. Got my hand slapped a moment ago. Victoria Hayward is the Athletes Unlimited all-time stolen base leader, 25 stolen bases. Morgan Zirkle second with 18. Tough chance. Nope. Muffley. Did she? Wow! Oh my goodness! Pedaling backwards, still with enough arm to get Hayward. What a play by Muffley. I didn't think she had a chance.
And infield's in. This just gets over Taylor McQuillan's head, but gets enough giddy up on that throw. This is just so good. Muffley has just shined in Athletes Unlimited. She really has, whether it's been at the shortstop position or she's been moved to second base. Pretty special. Love to see the excitement from Taylor McQuillan. Muffley's a real deal.
This may be challenged. It is. It's going to be captain's challenge. Hannah Flippin says let's look a little longer. This is clearly a big deal. You get Hayward on with 1 out. She can steal the base, get in scoring position.
Ooh, this could be the money shot. She's out. Based on that angle, what do you think?
I think she's out.
Yeah,
calling the fielder's out. I don't think there's anything indisputable to overturn that call. So, Muffley gets Hayward. Degree of difficulty off the charts with the speedy Hayward sniffing base hit on her way down the line. Two down, bases clear for Harshman. Kelsey sprayed a line drive into the gap in right center. That's the only base hit allowed by McQuillan. McQuillan's third time through the order.
That's a good trade-off. Right?
Well, this goes to show you that yesterday was an aberration. Odyssey Alexander, as a captain through 3 weeks, has really not made any mistakes. Yesterday, maybe left herself in too long.
Yep.
But the decision to keep McQuillan in the game has just been a wonderful call as the captain. 6 shutout innings thrown by Taylor McQuillan. Wow, Odyssey Alexander says thank you. To the bottom of the 6th we go.
A lot of times as girls and as women, we're taught to be humble. But there's a point when that confidence, you need to turn it up.
You wake up, you open your eyes, it is game day.
I did not want to be late.
Racing to the field and getting those butterflies. The sounds, the smells.
We thought we were so tough, putting on eye black.
Acting like you're a stud, even though you're 10 years old.
That one swing that just feels so good.
You're figuring out who you are, and you're doing it together.
Everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Well, I need to go back and look at Mulipola on the change off Megan Framo. I mean, that guy's lucky he didn't get drilled there in the player suite. He didn't even have enough time with the exit velo coming off that bad boy. Wow, I mean, 264 feet got out of here in a heartbeat. When she hits it, she means business.
For every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Heading into this week, 1,670 trees have been committed this season thanks to Aspiration's support. And wouldn't you know it, Asia Mulipola will lead things off here in the 6th inning. Now this is a super important inning for everyone involved. Team Alexander, they won the first 3 innings. The 4th, the 5th, they've all rolled over, making this 6th inning a 30-point inning. This is the bottom half of the inning, so if they can score a run, it's an extra 30 points. And they're on their way to picking up the win, too. So if they score a run this inning, that's guaranteed to be at least a plus 60 for everyone on the team, that 6 innings won, with a great potential to pick up an extra 50 for winning the entire game. If Odyssey Alexander can get those points, already in first place, but if she can get those points without having pitched an inning, without even run the risk of losing points, going backwards, giving up an earned run, that would be huge for her heading into the final game tomorrow.
Part of me feels like she's going to go in and close the 7th.
That's walking a tightrope. It's Tori Vidalis, Mia Davidson, Hannah Flippen. With McQuillan pitching so well.
I know.
You run the risk of going backwards by giving up an earned run.
She's been warming up in the pen. I didn't know she was warming up for a reason. That's why they pay him the big bucks as the analyst.
Now, you're the expert, totally the expert. But if I know I'm going to have at least a 4-run lead if I'm Odyssey Alexander, I know, at least I would think, that Taylor McQuillan can get 3 outs before the other team scores 4 runs. So, oh my goodness, that's foul. I would let McQuillan kind of be the fall person. The way she's pitching, she can win the game, get it over with. She may slip up and give up a run or 2, but at least those don't go against Odyssey. She can't afford to go backwards, Danielle.
No, I know, but my only rebuttal is, how do you give yourself something positive going into tomorrow? So for her to go out and be absolute nails and close that out gives her so much more confidence going into tomorrow's game, saying, okay, whether I start a game or I can come into a game, I feel night and day different.
See, that's the difference in you being an elite athlete who's got a bronze medal and a national championship and a joker like me. You're thinking, how can I win? I'm thinking, how can I not lose?
Well, and you're not living life on the edge. You got to be fearless through it. And
that's why you got rings and medals. I got none of that stuff. I'm terrified if I'm Odyssey Alexander.
I know. I'm going to need you to turn the TV on and watch a little more sports, because I think you can get that mentality by watching, you know, some other people compete at a high level too.
All right. Okay. 3-2 to Mulipola. Man, she is way out in front.
But I'll wager you maybe a little Starbucks. I think Odyssey's going to go in the game. I do.
I wouldn't. If I was Odyssey, I would trust McQuillan.
The viewers know that Eric Collins would be putting Taylor McQuillan back in. I'm on the edge of my seat. Wish I could talk to Savannah Collins and see what she knows down there. She knows anything that we don't.
Mulipola on to lead off this 6th inning. Erica Biancastelli. I don't know if we've ever seen her lay down a bunt. But this is clearly a bunting situation when you're thinking about just trying to win an inning. You do get points for bunts. It's a +10. Biancastelli does have 1 successful sacrifice. It was back in the 2021 season. Huh. She's also got 16 homers, 1 away from the all-time record. So there's many different ways to skin a cat. I apologize to all the cat lovers out there. One ball, 1 strike to Biancastelli. Why have there been so many hard foul balls down the left field line against Faremo here in the 6th inning?
Heavy on the hands. That means she's spotting good location in. All you can do with a pitch that is river or in is pull a foul. Can't get your hands inside of it to hit a dinger to left.
I was talking to Erica yesterday. She was wearing her gold McNeese State College jersey. One of the all-time, well, the best player to ever come out of McNeese. She was super happy to be wearing gold this week because it reminded her of her college days down in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Ramos 2-2. Oh my goodness, that may have got someone. Is that Maddie Husky? Doesn't look any worse for the wear, but she says she's okay. All right.
She's tough. She's a dog.
Husky's a dog. 2-2. Double play ball. There's one. Oh, the throw to second was a little bit high, and so Bianca Stelli safe at first without a throw. Well, we're going to do it tomorrow starting on ESPN2, a doubleheader to finish off our season. Team Denham, Alyssa Denham, she's currently in second place on the leaderboard. What will she do? Will she call her own number and start the game? Team Denham taking on Fleet Flippin', and then the final game of the season, Team Gibson, Team Alexander. That's a 6 o'clock start. Absolutely nothing has been decided. One of the things we'll be keeping an eye on, Amanda Lorenz. She's a couple hits away from a 500 batting average.
Yeah.
Only 500 batting average in the history of the league is by Jessie Warren, who's in the box right now. It was back in the inaugural season, 2020, when she hit 510. A hard 510, by the way. She wasn't just nubbing it down the line and running like her hair's on fire.
Yeah, you couldn't get her out.
Faremo came on in the third inning in relief of Carrie Eberly. In the air, left field. Jackson makes the play.
The DP, number 3, Odyssey.
Yeah, this is the way it should be. Odyssey Alexander's going to get a chance to win an inning with a bat in her hands. Odyssey 30 points because of the first, second, and third inning wins. High pop-up. Will it stay playable? Game within a game. One of the reasons why Odyssey Alexander has a little bit of breathing room on this, the second to last day of the season, is because she's been a captain for 3 straight weeks. She's been able to put her name in the lineup. Because of that, she's only got 1 hit, but that's an extra 10 points. She's been hit with 2 pitches, so that's an extra 16. Because she's been a captain and hit for herself, she's got an extra 26 points wiggle room. And she needs all of it right now. Things are getting close. She's got a 48-point lead on Alyssa Denham. And Faremo strikes out Odyssey Alexander. This sets her a monumental 7th inning. The 7th inning will have 40 points on the line. Will McQuillan stay in the game, or will Odyssey Alexander call her number? Well, we didn't think we'd see a better pitched game than our game one when Georgina Cork threw a 2-hitter, but we have. Taylor McQuillan, a 1-hitter through 6 innings, trying to protect a 4-0 lead as we play the 7th inning. Our leaderboard up to date right now. Odyssey Alexander in first place, but breathing down her neck, Alyssa Denham. Danielle Gibson didn't have the day she would have liked today. Rachel Garcia 4th. Gwen Speck is stealth. She is top 5 right now. Let's check in with Savannah Collins.
All right, I know there was a little debate back and forth. Will it be McQuillan? Will it be Alexander? The vibe in the gold dugout is McQuillan is still going, but they're going to take things batter by batter. So it's not totally ruled out that we won't see Odyssey in the circle today. They're taking it one at a time.
Thank you, Savannah. This is a unbelievably important inning for Odyssey Alexander, and she's not even involved. If McQuillan can get 3 outs before a run scored, it would be a plus 40 for everyone on Team Alexander, plus the 50 for winning the game. Really, 90 points are on the line right now.
Yeah.
And Odyssey Alexander is not part of the field. She's sitting in the dugout, biting her fingernails. 1 ball, 1 strike to TV Tori Vidalis. You also got Mia Davidson and Hannah Flippen scheduled to hit here in the 7th. McQuillan still got it. 1-2. If Team Flippen does not score, Team Alexander will not have to hit in the bottom of the 7th. The game will be over. Danielle, do only fans have butterflies in their stomach, or does Odyssey Alexander have butterflies right now because of nerves? Doesn't look like she's got butterflies.
I mean, you probably got a little feeling heading into this inning, knowing there's 90 points on the line. But not like a nagging knife butterfly, like just a good feeling. Like, hey, she's been throwing really well. She's only given up 1 hit. I have a good feeling about this. But if she does or something happens, I'm warm and I'm ready to go.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Oh my, professional hit by Tori Vidalis. A good changeup, and Tori just stayed on it. First hit of the weekend for TV Tori. And Odyssey Alexander, is she looking for her glove? She's down in the bullpen, picking up a rosin bag and her glove. And she's going to come into the game. Oh. It's like this is scripted. 7th inning, everything's on the line. Odyssey Alexander needs 3 more outs as she warms up. Let's take a listen to Odyssey Alexander on her goals for the season.
One goal I did set was just to be free, and that's literally what I feel like I've been doing. Like this is, I felt so great out there. I feel like I just love this game, and you know, sometimes it's hard. You know, you play a sport so long, you're like, I don't know, I don't want to play anymore. And now it's just like I'm back to like having that love for the game that I used to have, and it's a good feeling. So
What did it take to get to that point?
I think just digging down deep and just, you know, being me. Like when I was my best, like what was I doing? And I feel like just bringing back the little things that I used to do. And I think the journal has helped me a lot, honestly. The consistency with the journal and, you know, my religion has really helped me a lot. You know, playing for something way bigger than just me, and that's really it. And obviously my friend up there looking down at me, so.
And she's figured it out. She's a mature human being, a mature ball player, and she's got a lot on the line right now.
And this is a pretty cool opportunity for here to come in and try to shut the door. A lot on the line, of course, but there's such a cool adrenaline that's supplied for you already when you get to come into games instead of having to create that energy yourself. I always dug that piece about a closer, someone that comes in late in the game, is how do you deal with the emotions of a moment like this? Obviously a different type of pressure on this young lady, but you have to dig that and thrive in those moments, and an opportunity here for her.
We knew there'd be a moment sometime this weekend when Odyssey would have to get it done on the field, and this is her moment. There are 40 points on this inning alone. Whoever wins this inning gets a plus 40. Obviously the game hanging in the balance. That's 50 points right there on the line. Plus, as the pitcher, you always have the potential to go backwards. Every earned run allowed is a -10. Now the runner on at first base, Tori Vidalis, is the responsibility of Taylor McQuillan. Davidson pops it out of play, 1-2. Four's been the magic number all season long. You get to 4 runs, and it's your game to win. It's been that way every day so far this weekend. Right now, Team Alexander sitting on 4 runs. Should be enough. Into second without a throw. Wild pitch.
When Odyssey takes a little something off it, 62 miles an hour, you have to love Muli Pola behind the plate. She does keep it in front, but...
Ooh, that hit the bat. And Muli Pola caught it as well. Got her on her side.
Oh, man, that's right in the ribs. Hey, we've seen these catchers get beat up a little bit. Gwen Svekis yesterday, she got hit a couple times, one in the knee. That one took her down for a minute or two, and you hate to see that. They are warriors behind there. They get beat up like crazy.
3-2 pitch. Hammered to the wrong person. Jessie Warren from her knees. Best defender at third base in the world today. What a play.
So good. I like that she's back behind the bag, understands Mia Davidson, a lot of pop. And this is 80 miles an hour off her bat, coming at her. Makes the money throw to Filler.
Hannah Flippin swings at the first pitch and pops it foul. Flippin, a captain, looking for her first hit of the weekend. She's 0 for 5. Began the day 6th on the leaderboard. She's dropped a spot to the 7 hole. Popped up, it's gonna be playable. Who wants it? Muffley, 2 down.
I thought for a second it was gonna drop. You see Muffley take a quick peek to look at Filler,
Yep.
like, oh, are you coming over here?
So Vidalis on at second. There are now 2 outs. The last hope for Team Flippin is Delaney Wiz. As it is right now, Odyssey Alexander is a +8 this inning for getting the 2 outs. You get 4 as a pitcher every out you record. center. Andrews! Oh! What a play! Araliana Tolman! We won't see a better play all year. That's how you win a ball game. The best ending in the history of Athletes Unlimited softball.
Wow. I can't make the goosebumps on my arms go away. I mean, Odyssey Alexander is shocked.
At a crucial moment in everybody's season, Aaliyah Andrews does this.
So fearless. Just lays it all out on the line. Are you kidding me?
Quite possibly the only human on the planet who could make that play was there to make it and end the game. I don't think I've ever seen a better play at such a critical moment.
I mean, that's a 40-point play right there.
Yes.
Oh. That's what it's all about. It's just those sweet moments of just all that matters in the world is just your teammates and the happiness, and just look at Taylor McQuillan. Look at the performance that she had today to put this team in this position to come back from what happened yesterday.
That's going to be a medal earning play for Aaliyah Andrews. I think she's MVP 1.
Yeah.
She goes 3 for 3. She makes that catch.
Yeah,
she gets a double. Unbelievable play. A host of heroes standing by with Savannah. Savannah, take it away, my friend.
Thanks, Eric. I couldn't pick just one for the post-game interview, so I've got a couple. Aaliyah, I'm starting with you. Take me through the play-by-play of that catch.
Yeah, 2 outs. Our pitchers have been doing amazing, and I'm just literally in my brain in center field, like catch everything, catch everything, catch everything. So thankfully I did, and yeah, that was my mindset.
When it comes to Aaliyah, I know you had that mindset, everything, don't let it touch the ground. How does that come through in big games, big moments, games on the line, to be able to fall back on that mentality?
Yeah, I just think about my teammates a lot, and I think about how hard it is, one, to get outs, and I want to help my teammates, I want to help my pitchers, and I just want to make great plays, because why let people get hits? Like, I just want to, period. So, yeah, I just want to make great catches for my team so that those kind of moments can happen. We can get out of a game and be winners.
Hey, I know that's a mentality a pitcher loves. Thank you, Aaliyah. Taylor, 6 shutout innings. What was integral to your mindset, to your success, the most important thing you did today?
Just bouncing back from yesterday, I feel like our momentum things weren't going our way. Our momentum was a little bit low. We just couldn't get things to happen. So today we woke up, we were grateful to see another day, a brand new team, a brand new game, and just going out there, getting outs, doing what I can, and keeping our queen at the top.
We know how tough it is to not only show up in the circle in this league, but to go for long. What mindset does it take, especially going down the stretch?
Just getting outs. I think as the more we go through it, the lineups, I think we're coming up through the 3rd time of the lineup, and usually that's, where I like to wave the flag anyway. But I think in this case scenario, like being able to throw less than 100 pitches and getting to the 7th inning through the tough part of their lineup there, I think, I feel like I made the right call. I trust Odyssey. I think she's proven herself all year long. She's our captain. She's going to go out there and get some points for our team, and that's what matters. Me just coming out and doing my job and doing what's asked of me, and then being able to have Odyssey come in and shut the door. It's all trust in everybody, and I think that's what we showed today.
Absolutely. Taylor, thank you. Congrats on a great outing. All right, Odyssey, let's start with the last out of that game. Ball comes off the bat. What are you thinking? And then to turn around and see Aaliyah have your back. That's what you're about, players that have your back.
I'm for sure, and that's why I drafted Aaliyah. Honestly, off the bat, I didn't want to turn around. Those are those moments where you're like, she hit that pretty hard. But as soon as I turn around, I literally see Aaliyah leaping in the air. I have no words for that. Like, that's something you can't even explain. That's honestly just, she's a dog, and I will forever, pick her to be on my team. Like, Aaliyah's so pure, and so she's just her, and I think that makes her that out there. So just having her, that was, I mean, what can you say about that catch? That was unbelievable. So
Speechless,
right? Yeah.
To have the C on your chest, but be in a situation to where you have to call your own number and go in and get those 3 outs, how does that give you confidence to step into the final day of this championship season?
Honestly, right now, it's just having my teammates back, just like they have mine. Just like Tay went out there for 6 innings. 6 innings is hard in this league. So just having her go out there, be a dog, the dog that she is, and just, you know, having her back and doing whatever I can to help this team.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, where's your head at?
Honestly, I'm just trying to play free and be me.
You've been true to that all season. You got 1 day left of it.
1 day. Let's see how it goes.
Thank you, Odyssey. Appreciate it. Back to you guys.
Unbelievable. That play by Aaliyah Andrews changed everything. Changed absolutely everything. And wouldn't you know it, Aaliyah Andrews is wearing a microphone. We get a chance to listen in to Air Aaliyah. Let's go into the game, folks. There are catches you make in the first inning of week 1 action, and there's catches that you make with 2 outs in the 7th inning with the game on the line in the final weekend of the season.
Well, and to her, I don't even know if she just makes catches like that. That's what she does. She loves those type of moments, whether this is a close ball game in the 7th or it's the 2nd inning. She's that type of player that loves and craves for a moment like that. And gosh, did it come at the right time. I mean, that's one of the coolest plays that I've ever seen live. Like, I joined you on the call because I was so excited. I put my hands up in the air. I mean, that's a big deal for not only her and a monumental moment, but just being able to have Odyssey Alexander's back. Think about what would have happened if that gets by, and then the emotions of that, and then you feel different going into tomorrow. This is such a high to end on, and it could not have went any better for that squad.
This is your up-to-date leaderboard. This includes everything with the exception of the MVPs. There's 3 different MVPs, 60, 40, and 20. But right now, without the MVPs, Odyssey Alexander has a lead of 150 points over Alyssa Denham. So her lead will be 150 heading into tomorrow's final action. It's not insurmountable for Alyssa Denham and everyone else, but that is a big-time stiff arm for Odyssey Alexander. And it's all because of the play by Aaliyah Andrews right here. Just incredible.
Get out of here, Air Aaliyah. Can I get a hum, babe?
Hum, babe! We're going to do it again tomorrow. Final game of the season. 2 of them coming your way. 3:30 Eastern, ESPN2. Followed by another game after that. It's Team Denham, Team Flippin, Team Alexander, Team Gibson. For both my partners, Danielle Laurie, Savannah Collins, I'm Eric Collins saying good night, everybody, from Rosemont, Illinois.